On today's show, Mr. Murfreesboro Bill Wilson is back to tell us why a mountain lion may not be the best choice for a pet. TEDx speaker Shauna Sprague will share how using AI at home can save us time and energy. And check out our 𝗕𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗏 Pet of the Week, a loyal little matey. So crank up the AC and get ready for one of the coolest episodes ever. Good Morning Murfreesboro for Friday, June 20th, 2025 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm 𝗪𝗲𝗄𝗏𝗏. Welcome to another episode of Good Morning Murfreesboro, where we talk about what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Yeah, and well, it's a little rainy this week.
Yeah,
not so shiny, but you know, the spring is going out. You know, really rainy.
Yeah.
First day of summer.
Yeah.
And then
haven't even been to the pool yet at my condo complex.
It's rainy out of the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, overflowing.
Water.
But supposed to be really hot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for, they're saying weeks upon weeks going forward, 104 degrees. So make sure you're in the pool or drinking plenty of water.
Yeah, lots of hydration.
Make sure you're taking your pets, you know, taking care of them too.
Yeah.
You know what, that drives me nuts. I see people, it's like 104 out and they're out there walking their dogs on the pavement. I'm like, it's burning their paws. Stop.
Yeah, that stuff that they put around you, like when you get blood drawn, that
yeah, the little tape. Yeah.
I saw a video that you put that on your dog's paws when you take them out and it protects them.
Oh, yeah, my dogs would walk.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Just an idea. Just don't shoot the messenger.
They'd be all over the place.
Well, I do look forward to summertime fun.
Me too.
Yes. Yeah. So, you have a joke?
I do have a joke, and this one is, I heard this from somebody we know really well around here. Tammy gave me a little joke today. Have you heard about, probably not, because I know you don't sports. Have you heard about the new sport called quiet tennis?
No.
Yeah. There are no racket. There is no racket. No racket at all.
Okay, so I'm going to pull a Lance for a minute. I actually was on the tennis team and lettered in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 year, so I don't remember anything, but still.
She did it for the accomplishment.
I did it for the letter.
Yeah, I did it for the letter. Yeah.
I did it for the letter. Well, welcome to Murfreesboro. If you don't know what people are saying around here, we're going to help you at least understand what they're saying, or we're going to teach you some cool phrases that you can say. So our phrase for the week is, it's hotter than blue blazes out there.
And that came just in time with this phrase.
Right.
I don't know if that was planned or not. Well, we can't control the weather, but
we cannot.
That means it's really hot. Super hot.
Yeah.
Like it is just, I mean, like you walk outside and you're immediately a puddle of sweat. And the thing about Tennessee is
hits you.
It's a humidity.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even breathe. People come here and they're like, oh, I'm going to Tennessee and I'm going to visit. And in the summertime, they go to Nashville and like, why is it so hot? Why can't I breathe?
The inside of my lungs are hot.
I have people come from Arizona and they're like, why is it so hot here?
It's a different country.
Yeah, it just everything sticks to you. You need 3 showers a day. Like it's just awful.
And our word of the week is something that you've said before.
Mm-hmm.
Jeet.
That's that's kind of a. I feel like that from my family side, because my dad's side of the family is from eastern Kentucky, like you know, the mountainous side of Kentucky, and that's a word they use up there pretty often. Jeet. And I mean, did you eat anything? Are you hungry right now? And both of those, it's not just did you eat, it's like, are you hungry? It also could be an invitation. It could be like, jeet, and that means you want to go get some food.
I didn't know that part. So 4th of July coming up, if someone jeets you, it means did you eat?
Yeah, that means grab you a plate. It's time to eat.
Well, let's check on some of the events that are happening around the country this week. Watermelon Seed Spitting Week.
That's a pretty important week there. You know, as a child, that's a big competition you got to have right there.
Everybody has seedless watermelons now, so I don't know.
Well, on this Friday is National Flip Flop Day, so put your flip flops on, get your watermelon seeds, and get you a competition going out there on the back porch.
And you can it's National Take Your Dog to Work Day, so there you have your dog, your flip flops, a watermelon. You are good to go.
Hey, we're coming in hot on summer. And then Saturday is National Cookie Dough Day, which is one of my favorites. Fun story. I just love cookie dough. Like I put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds, get a little warm, it's like eating almost baked cookie. Try it. Don't knock it till you try it.
That day is also National Selfie Day. I'm just gonna leave that out there if you know me.
And then Sunday is Positive Media Day.
That's always good. We need positivity out there.
We try.
Yeah. If you're here, it's positivity.
Yep.
On Monday, we have National Family Owned and Operated Business Day, which is important to us.
Yep.
And places like Hemispheres.
Yeah, absolutely.
The mom and pops.
Yep. Shop local.
Yes.
Small businesses make the world go around. And then also after that long, hot weekend that we're going to have on Monday, it's National Hydration Day. So make sure you're getting your water, all your Gatorade. Can I say that? All that stuff.
You can come by Hemispheres and get some wine if that's how you need to hydrate. I mean, we're not judging. We're not judging.
There's air conditioning. So
right.
There you go.
And after you're done hydrating, since Tuesday is upcycling day, you can make something pretty cool and crafty out of those bottles.
There you go. And then on Wednesday is National Catfish Day.
I actually really enjoy catfish. I know I always talk about not eating fried foods, but I love some catfish.
I'm allergic to fish. I can eat shellfish.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I'm a weirdo.
I would starve to death and die. Thursday is National Forgiveness Day. I forgive you, Neil, for recording when I say silly things and posting it online.
Yeah. He gets us, doesn't he?
He does.
And then something we use all the time in business as well.
We do.
On Thursday, it's National Handshake Day. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we got to move on.
We
to
do.
our
We're going to move on to
celebrity
celebrity birthdays. Today, Lionel Richie turns 76.
I love Lionel Richie.
Are you going to sing?
Huh?
Are you going to sing?
You know, I don't know if I'm Lionel Richie quality. You know what I mean? Like.
All right, moving right along.
Then we got Nicole Kidman's birthday. She's 58, movie actress as well.
Yes, and almost happy birthday to Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
So sad.
Yes, his passed this week. And
what a legacy! What a legacy to leave behind, and what great music! He created a whole pretty much genre of music with your beach songs and everything.
And growing up in California, I felt like he was just singing to me.
Yeah, that's I could see that. I could see. Were you the surfer girl?
Well, not quite, but I pretended.
I don't sports. Then tomorrow it's Chris Pratt, movie actor. He's 46.
And on Sunday, Cyndi Lauper turns 72. A little bit more of my
there you go.
Girls just want to, I know I'm not going to sing. Girls just want to have fun. Some more of my growing up time.
Yep. And then on Sunday as well, Meryl Streep. She's 76, believe it or not.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
On Monday, former American Idol judge Randy Jackson turned 69.
Wow, that's amazing. Then on Tuesday, June 17th, Lionel Messi, soccer player, he turns 38.
And the drummer of Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood, turned 78.
Wow. And then on Wednesday, June 18th, actor June Lockhart is 100 years old.
Wow.
She 50s and 60s, Lassie, Lost in Space.
I may have seen some of those.
You know,
but not live.
She
reruns.
Well, she was acting all the way to 2021. But that 100 years old is a milestone. So you gotta recognize somebody.
Yes, that is an amazing milestone. Also that day, singer Carly Simon is 82.
Yeah. And then Thursday, June 19th, it's Ariana Grande. If you love a great singer, you can sing again there. She's 32.
And a sports thing. Derek Jeter turns 51 from the New York Yankees.
Wow.
I only know that because, Neil put it in the script for us.
Well, singer Gretchen Wilson, Redneck Woman.
Yes.
Turns 51 also.
That is amazing.
Well, we have to thank our sponsors.
We do.
We have Superior Overhead Doors.
615 Insurance.
Info Social Media.
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
Hemispheres Wine Bar.
And Valley Growers, who I had a great time visiting last week.
Yeah, I did too.
I got some good plants.
Yeah, I did too. I got a bunch of impatiens and planted them all over our yard everywhere, so it's beautiful now. It was all green, and now it's got color.
That's funny. Impatience. I got some fruit and vegetable and spice bearing things for my daughter.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. She takes care of them, and then I get the.
You grow the garden, and then I'll eat what you get.
Bring it to me. Well, if you can't find anything to do this weekend, you're not looking hard enough, and you're definitely not watching our show. Hey, Murfreesboro families, get ready for a day full of joy, music, and celebration. Tomorrow, head on over to Bradley Academy Museum and Cultural Center for the Juneteenth celebration. It's a fun-filled day of live music, dancing, food vendors, local artists, and a kids zone packed with games and activities. It's a beautiful way to honor history, celebrate culture, and enjoy some good old community fun. You'll want to put this one on your calendar and bring your family.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this one. Get ready to move on over to the Dairy Day tomorrow, Saturday, from 10 to 1 at the Rutherford Farmers Co-op. It's a free family event packed with barbecue by 𝗪𝗏𝗀𝘀, ice cream from Southern Scoops, a custom trucker hat bar, permanent jewelry, and tons of photo ops. And for the kiddos, a corn fit, milk and cookie bar, and Little Acres by MTSU Ag Tourism. Don't miss this utterly awesome morning of farm fun and flavor. Bring the whole family out for a moveless morning of fun and farm-filled themed activities.
You had too much fun with that one.
I did.
And there's something for the lactose intolerant there too. They can get cookies and everything.
You can get a trucker hat.
Trucker hat.
Looking for a powerful way to reflect and remember? Join us tomorrow evening from 7:30 to 8:30 at the Stones River National Cemetery. Led by a park ranger, this moving 1-hour walk shares the real Civil War letters from soldiers and civilians. It's illuminated by lantern light, the beautiful and emotional tribute you won't forget. Come walk the hallowed ground and honor the stories that shaped our nation. Reservations are required, but we're going to put that link below.
Wow, I bet you see a few ghosts out there while you're doing it.
If you do, I don't want to know. Hey, young explorers and the grown-ups who love them. From June 23rd to the 27th, the Discovery Center at Murfreesboro is hosting their magical How to Catch a Camper summer camp, inspired by the wildly fun How to Catch book series. We're talking dragons and mermaids and unicorns and a whole week of steam-powered fun and creativity. It's perfect to keep curious minds busy and bright all week long. Finally, looking to give back and get your hands a little dirty for a great cause? Join the Invasive Species Removal Day at Stones River National Battlefield on Thursday, June 26th from 9 a.m. to noon. It's a chance to help preserve the beauty of this historic site by removing invasive plants and enjoy some fresh air while you're at it. Grab your gloves, bring a friend, and meet us at the Battlefield Visitor Center. Let's clean up, give back, and protect this piece of Murfreesboro history together.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that.
I didn't either. And always check the weather. You know, sometimes some thunderstorms roll in.
Well, if you forgot what we just talked about, or you just weren't paying attention, the links are below in the comments, and so you can go through our links there, and if something stood out to you, you can check it out, and there's more information on those.
Right, other events.
Well, stick around. We have a very special guest up next, Mr. Murfreesboro. He's coming up right after this message.
A favorite.
And we are back
Yes.
with our first guest, Mr. Bill Wilson, or AKA Mr. Murfreesboro.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you've been on a couple times.
This is
Yeah,
my
you're a
third-
fan favorite.
Hey, this is like my third
Yeah.
time. I think there was a blazer y'all had with it, like Cracker Barrel the Stars.
Yeah, we're gonna get you one of those flares.
Just for you.
We
Just for you.
start a precedent here.
Look at this sticker you brought.
There you go.
Do you still have the
I do.
light
Yeah, it's in the nursery.
for the baby?
Yeah, it's in the nursery plugged in.
Yeah,
We're
ready to
changing
go.
colors.
That's right.
I have my baby Jesus,
You-
not my baby, my small little Jesus in the
Baby
kitchen.
Jesus. That's right. Everybody needs a little baby Jesus.
Have mine sitting in my office.
I figure in the kitchen's good in case I burn something down.
Right.
Well, what have you been up to, man?
Man, I haven't been up to too much. I've been a realtor for the last 25 years. If anybody's talking about real estate, depending on who you talk to, it's either doom and gloom. People at a certain price point, you don't have to worry about the larger homes.
Yeah.
People typically don't have financing. It's the ones like 500,000
Or
below,
Yeah.
where people are having to get a loan.
Yeah.
Those times are hard, but we'll get through this. If you can make it through 2008,
Yes, that was a rough one.
this is nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
you look at it as it's an opportunity for some people that may not have had enough money for closing costs if some of the sellers are offering help.
Seller concessions. We're
Yeah.
seeing that now. It's
Yeah.
starting the market's starting to turn. It was a seller's market for so long.
Yes.
And now it's starting to
So what you're
even
saying is
out.
hop on it right
Hop
now.
on right
if
now.
you can, hop
Call
on
me.
it.
Call Bill.
615-406-5872.
There you go. That's like had a ring to it, like with the TV commercials.
That's right. Hey, I'm just glad Ed the zebra was found.
Oh,
We like
yeah.
to thank all of the first responders
Yes.
Yeah.
for finding Ed the zebra.
There was a whole hunt.
He was having
Like
the
it was-
time of his
He
life.
was.
I heard that he was going to be at Zany's next weekend.
Oh,
Is that
really?
true? But there is a Murfreesboro native, 𝗪𝗵𝘁'𝘀 is going to be at Zany's
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
next
Yeah.
weekend.
I know
next
Xavier.
Saturday. You know Xavier?
Yeah, I know Xavier.
Dude, he's making big time.
Yeah, he's doing really
He's
well.
traveling all over
Yeah, yeah.
the country.
I've known
Is it-
Xavier since he was
What a
like
cool name,
small
Xavier.
kid. Yeah.
Xavier Phillips, yeah. I've got a new, I've been talking with WGNS about bringing my radio show back. It'll be,
Yeah.
so I'm going to meet with Scott and Brian Barrett. We're going to
Yeah.
meet next week. Talking about getting that back going. So
You just let us know. We'll help
Yeah.
promote it.
I love talking, y'all. Can you tell?
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
No, not
No,
one
I'm
bit.
No, no.
Not one bit. We can't tell.
Tell that to Meredith, my girlfriend. So we have a shot collar for the dog, and she tries to put it on me. So
Keep
Shut up.
You
I've
get
had
10
enough.
minutes to talk, Bill. Get
That's
it
right.
all
That's it.
out.
2 minutes. That's it.
That's the modern day cane.
Oh,
pull
yeah,
off
yeah.
of the stage.
The
The
hook.
shot collar.
It's for me, not the sheep, right?
Yes, yeah. So, summertime in Murfreesboro. You've been here for more than one summer. I'm sure you have some great stories.
Well, there's let's see. Back when I was a kid, because I love history. And this is PETA people are probably watching this, but if you back in the day, there was a time when you go down to the square and they would shoot pigeons off the courthouse.
Wow.
True story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Was
that's
there-
And I have taken my
That's one way
meds
to
this
get
morning.
rid of
That's
the
the
problem.
truth. Try that today. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
Was there like a reward? Why? What?
people were hungry.
Oh,
Wow, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. That's eating
Blackbirds.
possum.
Well, there's some people that do that a little north and east of here.
isn't there like a nursery rhyme with blackbird and a pie?
That was a Paul McCartney, Blackbird,
Okay.
the Beatles, right?
Sure.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
So,
Yeah.
any plans for you besides a radio show? Just selling houses?
I do a story in the Murfreesboro Pulse,
Oh,
and I don't know if I should mention this, but Ed the zebra, or Zeke,
I called
I
you
know.
Zeke.
Zeke.
but-
was not the first exotic animal that was on the loose. Okay. I had a dear friend. Well, it's my older brother, Mitch's good friend. His name was Billy Joe Adcock. He died this year. Rest in peace. He had a pet mountain lion. His name was Muff, the mountain lion. And you could go online and pull up the MurfreesboroPulse.com. It was like the first story I did. He lived at 𝗪𝗏𝗁𝗀 Apartments, and he bought this mountain lion. It was in Missouri. Had to get a license. This was in the 70s. And when he was at 𝗪𝗏𝗁𝗀, he had a crate for the mountain lion. Like, if you're a pet owner, typically if you have a dog, you have a crate if you're going to be gone for extended time. Or use Safari or use one of your,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Local
But
pet place.
he forgot to tell his landlord,
Oh,
okay?
no.
And there was a cable guy that had gone over, he's gone to work in Nashville. He'd let Muff stay out of the cage, okay? So the cable guy goes over, and this is a true story, he got attacked by this mountain lion.
That is not good.
It was a big to-do. Again, you can go to the MurfreesboroPulse.com and read it. So Muff the mountain lion attacked this poor soul. He survived. There was going to be a lawsuit. But what happened is that this gentleman who got attacked, he had some grandkids. Somehow they got to go see Muff the mountain lion out. Muff the mountain lion got moved from 𝗪𝗏𝗁𝗀 off of Main Street to a pen out in Bradyville at Billy's parents' house. Yeah. And these grandchildren got to go meet Muff the mountain lion, and all charges were dropped.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? That's a true story.
That's a wild story.
So, Ed the zebra, you're not the only one. There was Muff the mountain lion. That's what I'm trying to get at. True name, true story.
It's kind of amazing how many people just have exotic animals. This was before I was
I don't know
alive.
why you would want to have a pet
I have
zebra.
enough trouble with
Other
a dog.
than ego, I've got a zebra. Mike Tyson had
I know.
a pet
What's it, a lion?
lion or tiger. Or something.
Tiger, that's what it
But
was.
if you have, I guess if whatever blows your
Yeah.
hand. You know what I'm saying?
My grandmother one time grew up in Woodbury area, kind of the hills.
Bigfoots are
Well, she was pulling into her driveway and a huge black cat, a panther, walked across her driveway, and she was like, "I believe that was a panther."
but
And
Granny
then-
also snipped a little bit.
But come to find out, like somebody put something in the paper where they had a pet panther and they had lost it and they were looking for it. And it was like right up the road from where she lived.
I'll give you one more story if we have time.
Yeah.
My grandfather, Bill Wilson, who was a sheriff in the 50s and 60s here in Rutherford County. Okay. Back in the days of the Barney and Fife days, Andy Taylor, Andy Griffith, people would call the sheriff at home. Well, my Granny Wilson got tired. There was people calling him saying there was a Bigfoot on the loose out Halls Hill Pike. These farmers were going out and finding their goats, sheep. They were all mangled. And I think somebody had been drinking. They literally had seen a Bigfoot.
Wow.
Okay, this is on Murfreesboro Pulse
Yeah.
too. But she got tired of them calling home. So my grandfather, Sheriff Wilson, had a brilliant idea. He called Sheriff Simpson from Cannon County and said that Bigfoot had moved into Cannon County. 'Cause back in the day, all you had to communicate was the radio. You listen to the radio, and I know there's a report that a Bigfoot's on the loose Halls Hill, out in the Porterfield community, and he let Sheriff Simpson know that Bigfoot had moved on until the day my grandfather died. Sheriff Simpson cussed Bill Wilson.
Passing the buck, so to speak.
Great, brilliant idea.
Passing the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Pass the Bigfoot.
Well, we have to say goodbye for right now.
We're just getting started.
I know. It goes by so quick. Thank you so much for being here, though. We love the stories.
All right, we're gonna do it. You're gonna ask me a knock knock joke.
All right. Do you have a knock knock
I do.
joke? Okay. All right. Let's go.
You got a knock knock.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
What? I thought this was
No, knock knock.
Who's there?
Gorilla.
Gorilla who?
Grilling me a cheese sandwich. I'm hungry.
I love grilled cheese.
Grilling me a cheese sandwich. All right.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Up next, Purple Paw's Pet of the Week, brought to us by 𝗓𝗡𝗄𝗓 Dog Training.
This week's Pet of the Week is brought to us by 𝗓𝗡𝗄𝗓 Dog Training. Reliable obedience training for puppies and dogs of all ages.
Say hello to Peter Pan. Do you remember last week's pet, Captain Hook? Well, this is his matey. Look at me. 2-month-old ball of sunshine is ready to fly into your heart. This little guy is friendly, eager to please, and working hard on his potty training. He's still a pup, so he'll need a little bit of obedience training, but with that face, totally worth it. He's great with adults, good with other dogs, and doesn't need a yard, just a loving family to call his own. If you think you might be his Neverland, come meet Captain Hook's brother, Peter Pan.
That rhymed. I like it. And he's really adorable.
So cute.
Well, if you're interested in adopting Peter Pan, please reach out to Proverbs 12:10 Animal Rescue and make Peter Pan a part of your family. That was a tongue twister.
Yeah, such a cute one.
Find more information on him in our links below.
All right, up next, our second guest is Shauna Sprague. She's here on behalf of the Murfreesboro Tech Council, and there's a lot going on with them. And we've had John here before, but you're gonna speak next week, so we'll talk about that and who you are, and you know, a little TED Talk speaker. So all the things.
Yes.
That's impressive. I'm expecting greatness.
Okay, I hope to deliver greatness.
Well, that's really cool. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in the Murfreesboro Tech Council. Let's start there and how you got involved.
Well, I'm a huge advocate for, helping everybody learn about technology, particularly women in technology.
Yes.
And right now we're in the AI boom. So, there's a lot of opportunity. And so I want to make sure everybody has the ability to learn about what's going on and not be intimidated by it. So that's my goal, is to break things down into small pieces that people can understand, and then they can go home and try it out and maybe learn something new, maybe, upskill a little bit, maybe even make a little more money at their job. Who knows?
Just don't be scared of it, right?
Just don't be scared of it.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. We all fail just like anything else. So I like to tell people it's the new Excel. Excel changed the way we did math.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I haven't did longhand math in a very long time. So I wouldn't actually trust myself. And AI is going to be the same thing, where it becomes something we use on a daily basis, and it's ingrained in our world.
So your section is called Automate Everything?
Yes.
Okay. So what can people expect to learn?
Okay, so what people can expect to learn is, so I really think that the core of what I want people to learn from this is not to be afraid and to start small. So automate everything is what I like to call my tagline. And I look at it as not just your work life, because every company in the world is trying to automate, but what about your personal life? Like, what can you change in your personal life? So when you talk about that, like my daughter, when she has a doctor's appointment, it's on my calendar. My GPT goes out there, looks at the calendar, and automatically sends an email to the school, letting them know I'm going to pick her up 30 minutes before that doctor's appointment.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Much time saved. I mean, they don't need a personalized email from me. They just need that information.
Right.
The school nicely hands you a list of like 400 dates, and if your kid plays sports, you get another sheet with more dates.
Yes.
So now we just tell ChatGPT to turn that into a spreadsheet. And then I tell the RPA tool, my 𝗧𝗵𝗄𝗏, to go in and automatically add those as calendar dates.
Wow.
So in a matter of minutes, what used to take me hours, I used to sit there every year
Right.
and type all those in. And now I've got them all in there in a matter of minutes.
That's fantastic.
So there's all kinds of ways you can automate your personal life to make it easier so that you're not bogged down and you can be the best version of yourself. Now, however you used to spend that free time, that's your call.
Yes.
But I like to think AI frees us up to be more of a person, to be able to that personal stuff that AI can't do.
Right.
That's what we want to just focus on.
I feel like I'm just like, I know enough just to be dangerous. And I know you guys with what you do, you're over here like speaking a language. And I'm like, wow, I have no idea what she just said.
I'll explain it later.
Yeah. Well, and, the younger generation and people my age and are also starting to use it as a search engine.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going on a family vacation. I plugged in, we're going to Greece. I plugged in, here's my itinerary. What am I missing? What's in Greece that I don't know about that I need to know about? I have a child this age. We like to do this. And it gave me a whole bunch of suggestions, things like that.
It is, instead of digging through a website,
Right.
And trying to find like in their facts section, like trying to find like that one detail you're looking for or what they do in certain situations, you can just type that in. It's like, oh, I found it right here for you in like 30 seconds. And then you're not wasting all that time.
I was going on a cruise and I uploaded all the different excursions. And then I said, my friend and I, we medium level, exercise level or whatever, pick one for each day that you think fits. You have to give it a good prompt.
Yeah.
You have to give it the info.
The prompt is important.
Yeah. And then it picked them all out and it really did a great job.
Well, yeah. And I love it for like meal planning.
Yeah.
You can plug in plug in an Instagram plugin and then Instacart plugin.
Okay.
And then what it'll do is you can say, I want, 5 meals this week, 2 chicken, 1 beef, 2 vegetarian, and it will automatically create an Instacart list for you that you can just click buy.
Wow.
That is great.
So there's all kinds of amazing things, and I'll be going all over these things and just things you may not have thought about, how you can use AI.
Yeah.
And like how you can, once you get started, I like to think people get addicted to it because that's what happened to me. I was like, well, what else can I make easier? Wow, that was saving me some time.
Yeah.
And so it's all, we're not getting more hours in the day.
No.
We got to figure out how we can do it with that.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it time consuming setting those steps up?
I think that for the most part, in an hour, you can set up any one of these and sometimes like 15
And then you're
minutes.
done.
And then you're done.
And then you're not spending another hour every week,
And if you're
doing
my
your
age, you know
Instacart
the
order.
set it and forget it from the infomercial.
Yeah.
Set it and
Set it and forget
Set it
it.
up and forget it.
Yeah. I mean, you're the time to set it up versus what you're going to save. You got to suck it up and put that time in on the front side so that you save it later on. Yeah. I was reading something the other day and it said that ChatGPT has surpassed Google for search.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's amazing. Well, you dropped a little bomb in there earlier with the TED Talk. So
Yes,
tell us about that.
Yes, that was an amazing experience. It was on my bucket list. I love to network and I love to try to help other women, support other women. And I had a friend who was at a networking event and she was talking to the president of the TEDx Nashville.
Wow.
And he was like, I've got to get somebody for this spot. Somebody just dropped out. And she said, I know who you should call.
That's amazing.
And I had lunch with her next day, and that's how we got to talking, and that's how TED happened. And so I did my automate everything.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
So we have
Was it
automate everything.
Yeah.
I have a whole TEDx speech out there that I'd love for you all to view and tell me what you think. So, like I said, I do try to automate everything. That's my first. I try automation first as my brain goes. Like, can I automate that? Especially if it's something that's boring and I don't really want to do it. I want to spend time with my friends, not worry about missing their birthdays.
People that don't have the backup on their phone for their pictures, there's actually a way to automate it where it will send somewhere else as a backup.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of
learning
things
all
out
kinds
there.
of things. I could talk about this stuff for hours.
totally.
I love it. And I'm dabbling into it with my business and stuff. I have automated stuff, and my system that I use has an automation section in it. And they just put AI system into it, named it 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝘀, which is
Everybody's got an AI
Yeah.
system now. You're going
And
to learn
so-
that with all your tools and toys.
So I'm trying to,
based.
learn how to do all of that in that system where I know like 𝗪𝗏𝗪 and all those and stuff. Well, this is like a whole nother ball game. You're trying to figure out what you can do with it. So it's so cool. Like I said, I could dabble for hours.
Yeah, it can really even just scheduling things like your social media posts and things like
Yes.
that, like setting them up. Like, so when I go on vacation, those things still trigger.
That's
I
awesome.
don't have to stress and be like, okay, I got to make sure I do this today.
Fantastic.
So
So the event is Tuesday.
the event is Tuesday.
At 3 p.m. at the Gateway Plaza Room at the Fountains. Is there a fee?
Nope, it's absolutely free.
Wow.
And I will give you the slides and all the tools and toys that I use. And so I try to make it a point to make it available to everyone. So I work really hard to make sure there's options that are free and or very inexpensive. So I'll show you how to do it like inexpensively.
Great. Well, you
That is
definitely might see me there.
Yeah, yeah.
Please come join us. I'd love to speak to you and show what we can do.
That's
Wonderful.
awesome. Thank you so much for being here and telling us about your TED Talk and, helping the community with your event next week.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, stop. Don't scroll just yet. We got more coming up right after this message.
Russ Stover for Superior Overhead Doors. Russ, you work with some of the best builders in Middle Tennessee and they trust you. Why would this be important to a homeowner?
Since we've done work for Old South probably since 1997, we also do Harney Homes, which are two very large builders in the Middle Tennessee area. I mean, if they trust us with thousands and thousands of homes a year and have for a long time. So I think our trustworthiness as to doing the service and doing our job right speaks for itself.
And your motto is?
Do it once, do it right.
Superior Overhead Doors, serving Middle Tennessee for over 30 years. Check them out at superiordoorsofTN.com.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching this week. We had some fun guests.
Yes. It's always fun to have Mr. Murfreesboro. We learn some history or fun facts.
Yeah, both informational guests.
Yes. And then we had Shauna, who is
Shauna.
talking about automate everything.
I know, learning stuff, learning history, learning technology. It's quite amazing. Well, next week we got more events, more great guests. It's going to be a fantastic show. So make sure you're watching next week. And we got to thank our sponsors again.
For sure.
We have Superior Overhead Doors,
615 Insurance,
Info Social Media,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
Hemispheres Wine Bar.
Valley Growers.
Yep. And then we have our Purple Paws Pet of the Week sponsor, Sit Means Sit.
Well, what's their homework?
Well, they got to go back and watch the replays.
Mhm.
That's for sure. So make sure if you thought today's episode was fantastic, you need to go back and watch some replays that we have. And
Mr.
see,
Murfreesboro's been on there before.
if you've not seen all 3 Mr. Murfreesboro episodes, go back and watch all
You're
3 of
missing
them
out.
because you're missing out on some fun Murfreesboro historical facts.
Yes, for sure. And when you're watching them, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe.
Yeah.
You're on YouTube. Go ahead and leave a comment that helps us and helps the people of the community.
Yeah, we have to thank our wonderful staff. We have Neil, who puts up with our craziness. We have Maria and Steven and Tammy. Tammy's like the unofficial member, but this place is beautiful that we're in because of Tammy. So we have to always include her because we couldn't do it without her either. Which leads us to the next big thank you is Hemispheres Wine Bar.
Yes. If you're going to the farmer's market, there's no reason you can't stop by here and get a mimosa.
Bloody Mary or something.
Orange juice.
Orange juice. With a little additive to it.
Right.
Well, from all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
If you're going to do it here in Murfreesboro. See you next week.